What does the world need now? Simply, the world needs to remember its humanity. 6 humanities scholars set out to discover what makes us human and how that can impact the world. Here's what they found.
Too often beauty is dulled down by an impulse to fit into cultural and social norms. Things that are often beautiful are brushed aside for what is conventionally appealing. And yet outside of these norms, beauty is everywhere, waiting to be acknowledged. It's in the smile of that girl across the hall, it's in the way the leaves fall on an autumn day, it's when you look at yourself and feel only love. It bursts out in fits of laughter, fills galleries, and causes wonder. When we take the time to appreciate it in all of its various forms, found in all of its many places, beauty is one of the many common threads that makes us human.
Imagination and its symbiotic relationship with creativity are what allow us to experience aspects of the world with which we would have no previous knowledge or understanding. Imagination transcends the realm of what is known and allows one to endeavor into the world of what could be, an idea that has influenced the worlds of innovation and discovery for centuries. In terms of what the world needs now, John Keats wrote, "The problems of the world cannot possibly be solved by skeptics or cynics whose horizons are limited by the obvious realities. We need people who can dream of things that never were."
Many species can laugh, but only one can understand and appreciate humor in all of its aspects. Humor goes beyond jokes and comedy. Humor is a lifestyle, an outlook, an initial or formulated reaction to all things real and not. In a world that exists as ours does, it's so easy to grow up and fall into a life of seriousness and professionalism. It's so easy to forget to laugh at the absurdity of our own existence. Like, honestly, what are we doing here? Life is full of weird and wacky, amusing and absurd, and what the world needs now is to remember that humans don't exist as zombies of severity. Humor is natural and necessary, and the world could use more of it.
Society has long cherished the ability to think beyond the ordinary. In a world where knowledge is revered and innovation equals progress, those able to bring forth greater insight and understanding are destined to make their mark and blaze a trail to greater enlightenment. Humans are the only creatures that are able to act beyond their instincts. We are able to think critically and come to our own conclusions. This cognitive ability should be used to progress our culture with equality and understanding, rather than impede us by using our ability to define our differences and create conflict among us. What the world needs now is to use our critical thinking skills for acceptance rather than dissension.
Humans have an inherent desire to be special, to do something that hasn't been done before and to enact positive change. Rebelliousness stems from humanity's refusal to settle for a life less than the one we imagine. Humans are so desperate to see this positive change that we'll dedicate years of our lives to education, withstand violent abuse as we protest peacefully, or start a full-blown revolution. The world needs to keep tapping into its rebellious side. Remember that the way things are is not the way they will always be. Rebel a little or a lot, and keep striving to do what others say is impossible.
Spirituality is closely related to religion, but is not exclusively pertaining to it. Spirituality is the way that individuals seek and express meaning and purpose, and the way they experience their connectedness to the moment, to the self, to others, to nature, and to the significant or sacred. For some, this may be expressed through the belief in a higher power or through interaction with nature. The ability to think beyond the concrete world is what allows humans the ability to think and reflect on the individual, as well as meditate on making the most of our lives and bettering the world.
The world needs you to take time to recognize the beauty in your surroundings, to laugh at the little things, and to fight convention. The world needs you to utilize the imagination that you have, and the world needs you to think deeper and to see the bigger picture. Ultimately, the world needs to remember what makes it human.